And this, when the judges looked at it, they didn't even call them. When the judges looked at whatever the application, the judges at the Concourt have said, no, you can't come to us directly.
What's up? My name is Ken Bimbo, the MC with the sauce. Don't forget to subscribe to JQ.
Life continues. Where did you see a person dies and you go and deposit him in a mortuary and then you go about with your own life? Because basically, you can't tell me that you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that there is a funeral anywhere. You can't tell me. Yeah? Because ichiriro, whichever culture, whether muwe Sungu, whether muwe Kwisa, whatever culture, a funeral is closed with a burial. A funeral is closed. Nangufeni kuba Sungu. Yeah? Nangufeni kuba Sungu. There is a funeral until a person is buried. In whichever tradition, whatever culture, race, whatever, a funeral is closed with a burial. You don't see people go and deposit a body, and then they start doing whatever it is. No. Whatever it is, if there are issues, those issues are always, done after the burial. Done after the burial, whichever way, whether culture, whatever it is, they always come after the burial. You hear me well. You hear me well. Fine. I mean, let me even give you an allowance in this instance to say, okay, there may be issues relating to Edgar Lungu, but whatever those issues, they must be done after the person is buried. Then you bring up these issues. Anywhere in the world, throughout, you don't deposit a body in a mortuary. Ero mwawa nomba busy kirikiti mwayoku. Mipamba. These are taboos. These are taboos. This is unheard of. This is not normal. It's not normal. Namweba supporter. Even you people who support, do you really think it is okay that Edgar Lungu should be freezed like a fish in a deep freezer? Just think of it. This is a human being. Forget about him being what. This is a human being. Do you think it is okay that Edgar Lungu should continue being in a deep freezer? Do you think it is okay that Edgar Lungu up to now should continue being in a deep freezer? Stored like fish. Umuntu. Imwe. Auna imwe. No. Because look now, what has happened? This case has just been prolonged. Because the Constitutional Court has ruled. Now, just to give you a little bit of understanding, let me go back a little bit, explain the background of this, and then come to where we are. So, when Edgar Lungu died on the 5th of June, there was that issue of no, let him be repatriated. He was not repatriated. And then the family decided, no, we don't trust the government. We want to bury in South Africa. Government came in because they insist that Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia. Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia. Government insisted that Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia as a former head of state. And this statement marked this point. This position was not only endorsed by Hakainde Hichilema. Even South African government, they were also of the same view. They were polite in the way they said that our view is that Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia. But we are also considering the family. That is just a diplomatic way of saying a polite way of saying that we want Edgar Lungu to be buried in South Africa. Number sometimes mwevamo itamumfuikisha wino. Sometimes a person can tell you to be stupid, but abonfya language ile isumeili akwebati but you are slow. You are very slow in thinking. That person, you say, no, he didn't tell me. That person is basically telling you, you are stupid. You are stupid. You are an imbecile. You know? But, you don't follow these things well. No, Tanjavelat, I'm stupid. Tanjavelat, you are slow. The South African government said, our view is that Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia and be accorded the presidential ceremony. Okay, that was the position of South Africa. And in that view, the minister even came to Zambia. He came to Zambia and he had a meeting one-on-one with Hakainde Hichilema. One-on-one. He came with an envelope, a closed envelope. He came as an envoy of Cyril Ramaphosa. He came with an envelope, like an envelope, a closed envelope. They had a discussion one-on-one with Hakainde Hichilema. Immediately after that meeting, a one-on-one, a closed-door meeting, what did the minister say? That is when the minister said, our view is that Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia, but we have to consider the family. He was basically saying Edgar Lungu should be buried in Zambia. Basically. Okay? Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken up that trip coming to South Africa. And then listen to what Hakainde Hichilema. What did Hakainde Hichilema say after having a meeting? After having that meeting, what did Hakainde Hichilema say? Hakainde Hichilema was emphatic. Was categorical. He must be buried here. So Mlenjewa Imwe, if that in that closed door meeting, if that man was negotiating for Edgar Lungu to be buried in South Africa, do you think Hakainde Hichilema would come in before this guy and speak like that? It is because that is a South African position. And Imam Achita insists. Next thing, no, we are going to bury. You are going to bury in South Africa. That is the Abeneva Chalo, Tabale Mufuaya, Edgar Lungu. Abeneva Chalo, they don't want Edgar Lungu to be buried there. The owners of the country, they don't want Edgar Lungu to be buried there. But when you are insisting, just because you think you have got money, you think you are being pampered by people that were in power in South Africa before, they are no longer in power. They are no longer in power. Those people who are pampering you in South Africa, a political party that is pampering you, that is pushing you, that political party is not in power. It's an opposition political party. But because, you know, they are, you think you can do it. You can be arrogant because you have been arrogant, really. And that is how the government ended up in court. Because some of you have been saying, hey, no, but it's not the family. It is the government. No. This delay is not on the government. This delay is on the Lungu family. Why is it on the Lungu family? Because the Lungu family, they are the ones who are insisting that Edgar should be buried in South Africa against the wishes of the owners of the country. Against the wishes of the owners of the country. It is not government. No, it is not government. Why we haven't buried up to today, it is because the family is saying we want to bury in South Africa. That is why we haven't buried. And the owners of the country, the South Africans, they are saying, no, we don't want Edgar Lungu to be buried here. Let him be buried in Zambia. And government is saying, yes, that's what we also want. So, Imamu court number, Moaku court insisting, no, he has to be buried here. And you go to court, let this man go and be buried in Zambia. That's what the High Court said. The High Court said, take him, go and bury him in Zambia. Imwa mwakana still. You are being arrogant. You are being stubborn. Mwakana. No. No. We have to follow the South African rule. The South African rule says that the body must be given to the next of kin. Is Edgar Lungu South Africa ni? Are you South Africans, you people? Imwa mayowa Esther. Mushani mwa South Africa. Mushani mwa South Africa. Iya kubati mulimbikililete nomba muli constitution ya South Africa. He also tamulima South Africans. That law is for the South African. Imwa mayowa Esther na iwe Makebi Zulu. You swore to defend the Zambian constitution. That's what you swore to defend. That is what you are supposed to be following. And this is what the court told you. The court told you, Avane, Uyumuntu Fide is a former president. He's a former president. And as a former president, public interest is big. Go back, go and bury him there. Go and bury him there. The way you buried Kaunda at Embassy Park, instead of burying him, Kufamu Kumwakwe. That is what the court told you. But Mwakana, no. We want to appeal. So that was now the issue of the notice of appeal. After Mwabika notice of appeal, you fire the lawyer. And then they bring in this new lawyer at Black Jesus. Black Jesus, he came in, Black Jesus, he performs miracles in court. Black Jesus, yeah. And he performed a miracle. He performed a miracle on that day when he said, no, we and the family, we are talking. So please, can we adjourn? When they were supposed to hear the notice of appeal. Now, notice of appeal, basically, the appeal, there is no appeal as we speak. Even at that point, there was no appeal. It is a notice of appeal is simply saying, I don't agree with the judgment. I don't agree with the judgment. Can you please allow me to appeal so that other judges can look at it? You go to the judges that you say, this judgment that you have given me, you people, I don't agree with it. I would like to take it to other judges to look at it. Can you allow me to take it to other judges? That is a notice of appeal. And this they did before the three judges that ruled. And mind you, mark this, there were three judges. Why were they three judges that looked at that matter? The three judges, because this case is high profile case. It's high profile case. They didn't want the issue to say, no, they were corrupted and whatever. No. Some of you are so cheap that you started following a small boy like Chavinga to say, no, Chavinga has done what? Chavinga is a small boy. Chavinga is a small boy. He can't do nothing to those judges. He doesn't even know South Africa. He doesn't. He can't do nothing. There were three judges because it was important. And they even put a woman there. They even put a woman, they mixed it. They wanted to make sure that what comes out of there, it is something that is credible. But no, Makebi Zulu na Esther Lungu bakwe, no. Hey, no. Hey, Baba Pasandarama. What? Let's go on the appeal. So the day when they were supposed to hear the reasons why they should be allowed to take it to another judge or why they should appeal, on that particular day, your Black Jesus came and performed miracles. What miracles did he perform? Your Black Jesus performed a miracle to ask the court to adjourn. And the court allowed them to adjourn sin die. Allow them to adjourn indefinitely. Why did they do that? No, not on that day. Not on that day. On Friday they asked for an adjournment. Then when they came back on Monday, that judge, Black Jesus, announced to the court that they have appealed. They have taken the case to the Constitutional Court. Because on Friday, when they were saying we are talking, for them what they did, they took the matter now to the Concord. Babe Pama judges to say, no, we want to talk. And yet they were busy typing documents to take to the Constitutional Court. And they went to the Constitutional Court again, because this matter was already in the High Court. Was already in the High Court. There was a judgment. They had to ask the Court to say, we want to appeal to you. We don't want to appeal to those 3 judges. We don't want. We want to appeal to the Constitutional Court so that we can look at some constitutional matters that are relating to this case. I hope you follow me well here. There is a judgment from the High Court. They ask the High Court to hold on. No, we will come and tell you the reasons why we want to appeal. Meanwhile, they take it to the Court. And to the Court, they go and say, we want to appeal to you. We want to appeal to you because there are constitutional matters that we would want to look into. Okay? We don't want to appeal to the High Court. We want to appeal to you so that we can look at some constitutional matters. And this, when the judges looked at it, they didn't even call them. When the judges looked at whatever the application, the judges at the Court have said, no, you can't come to us directly. You have to follow the process. And what is that process? The process is that when you lose a case in the High Court, you have to appeal to the Supreme Court. From the Supreme Court, that's when you can go to the Constitutional Court. So the judges have said, follow that procedure. Appeal. Let the appeal be heard in the Supreme Court. Then if you are not satisfied, then it can come to us.
Thanks for tuning in to JQ News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on tech, politics, and everything in between. Until next time, stay cool.